District Digital Creatives at NAB 2018. Brought to you by Blackmagic Design, leading the creative video revolution. Landers Scientific, reference displays and advanced color management devices. OWC, the speed to create, the capacity to dream. And Adobe, everything you need to design and deliver exceptional digital experiences.
Hey guys, this is GKJR at OWC, NAB 2018. I'm here chatting with OWC President, Larry Oconnor. Larry, how you doing, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good, can't complain. How's NAB going for you?
It's going good. It's day number 2, having a lot of fun. I mean, showing a lot of great stuff, showing people how they can save time in their workflows. So far, so good.
So this year at NAB, you're focusing a lot on creatives. What do you have for creatives that's going to help their workflow advance to the next level or to maintain a level of speed and creativity that's needed in this industry?
Well, the great news, I mean, quite frankly, everything we put out there, I think, is a big piece of that equation. And at NAB, we're specifically featuring products like our THUNDERBLADE, which is an NVMe array. It's external, plugs in up to 8 terabytes. Now, this is something that transfers, a terabyte of data. You can duplicate a terabyte of data in less than 10 minutes. So for ingest, being able to bring data in, for being able to duplicate, get that backup made really, really quick. And then if you need to do editing, 4K, 60, 8K, VR, this has got the horsepower with over 2,000 megaseconds, sustained writes and reads in the 2,200 to 2,400 megabyte per second range to really do that heavy lifting. So not just for the ingest, not just for making sure you've got that data protected, but working on the road, working in the middle of nowhere for all practical purposes. This has got the horsepower to supplement that internal storage.
So this is just one of the products. You also have an Envoy that's the price point's a little bit different from the THUNDERBLADE. Tell me a little bit about
Sure.
that.
Got the Envoy Pro EX, which is right in front of you over here. Goes up to 2 terabytes. This is bus powered, so for the true road warrior type, up to 2,000 megabyte reads, up to sustained about 1,400 megabyte. Up to 2,800 megabyte reads, writes about 1,400 megabytes a second. Once again, something huge time saver. Transfer a terabyte of data in less than 20 minutes. Super effective for 4K, even 6K editing. But again, for getting data back and forth, being able to get things done quickly, knowing that it's securely transferred, the time this saves, the time all these devices save, immense. I mean, you don't have to worry about the capabilities of the drive because you can do what you need to do. Get it done quick, you get it done right, and you got the flexibility to work on the road, transfer on the road, send the data where it needs to go, get her done.
And for the Envoy, there's 2 flavors of this. There's one a little bit for more video-centric, and then the other. Tell me about the differences in the two.
We have a video edition that provides high, data rates, at a sustained level without any dips, any drops. For really heavy-duty editing, we have more of a standard version. Still,
cut. We're gonna have to get someone. We can pick back up. Okay.
I know that big bright light and people with microphones.
So we're talking about the Envoy. So you have 2 flavors of it. There's a video edition and a regular edition.
Certainly, the video edition. I mean, really for a higher level editing. Supports high sustained rates without the dips. So, I mean, there's no frame drops, no kind of performance adjustments for the heavy load stuff. The standard version, is great for anything from gaming to data transport. You can still do the editing on it, but more standard def to 4K as opposed to going 4K to the 8K range. Both very exceptional products, high throughputs, really high read speeds, and a little bit different price point. But one a little more serious, higher level. The other, I'd say, still very serious, but a little bit lower level in terms of what I can do. In all fairness, I mean, some of these things we've kind of imposed on ourselves.
When
we're talking still sustained data rates that don't dip below 700, 800 megabytes a second, and they're sustaining still over 1,000 megs. That's really, really fast, and that's fast enough for 4K editing. Certainly for a lot of things that folks need to do in the field.
So THUNDERBLADE is covered for the field, and the Envoys are covered for the field also.
Yes,
now,
sir.
when you get back to the studio, you've also upgraded the THUNDERBLADE. Tell me a little bit of the THUNDERBLADE 4.
Sure. THUNDERBLADE 4 is now available in Thunderbolt 3, so 40 gigabits, I'd say higher throughputs. Soft rate continues to be enhanced, and that soft rate gives you immense capability. It puts you in charge of your storage. You have the flexibility of different performance sets, different redundancy sets within the same level of drives, better failure protection. I mean, we don't want anybody losing data. You don't have to depend upon. You don't have to worry about something in a black box. That may or may not tell you before it's too late. I mean, we do predictive failure analysis, so you can get a drive out before it causes you trouble. But the really cool thing now is being able to take a volume, whether it's on the Mac side or on the PC side, and just transfer it straight over. You can plug and play between the Mac and the PC with the THUNDERBLADE, and then you've got or dock here, if you talk about going, if you're in the field, you get your laptop, if you're doing this all portable, you come back to home base, and now you have something that you simply plug one cable into that connects you to your world. You can have your ThunderBlades, have your storage, have your Thunder Bay, have your display, USB devices. Heck, it's got digital audio out. Have your audio run through one cable. It's charging that portable powerhouse, and now it's connecting you to your world, so you can get the work again faster and with ease.
So I am using this dock in my suite. Come on, guys. So you have the Thunder Bay. Now the big question is the Thunder Bay good for editing?
The Thunder Bay is incredible for editing. It gives, and not, I mean, straight up, even in RAID 5, it sustains performance rates that are high enough for good 4K editing. And you go to RAID 0, and I can even push the envelope, how to say, even further. Folks, whether it's on the audio side or on the video side, I mean, whole productions are done, special effects, 4K editing, you name it, right on the ThunderBlade. With the drives we have today and sustained data rates that are under RAID 5 pushing 700 megs a second, 900 megs a second, we're well beyond threshold for the 300, 400, 500 megs a second you need for that kind of editing work. And the capacities are obviously up to 48 terabytes,
right.
Lots of room for the output. And the cool thing about the Thunder Bay, for somebody using it for their video production workflow, normally when you buy a RAID solution, the entire solution has to be in whatever RAID level you want to have it set to. In the case of the Thunder Bay, you can utilize those drive capacities pretty much any way you'd like. You can have a RAID 0 portion for maximum performance, and it uses the outer portion it uses the fastest parts of the drive, so you get the absolute best performance. So if you only need 6 terabytes or 5 terabytes for extra editing, you put that space off. And it's not a partition, it's a separate RAID volume. And then for your output, you go to a RAID 5 where you have redundancy. If you really want, you want to be able to lose more than one drive, maybe you're just being moved all over the place. If it's a desktop use, RAID 4 is just fine. If you're on the road all the time, you might want 0+1, where you can lose 2 drives
right.
without data loss.
Right.
So you got your RAID 0 space for where you need the speed, and then you still have really fast RAID 0+1 where you got huge redundancy for outputting those files. So you get the best of all worlds in one box, because 48 terabytes is a lot of storage, and they have to pick, well, this is what I really need it for, so
right.
I'm going to have the whole thing be that and take the compromises of a single RAID level. You don't have to do that with soft RAID.
So one of the big things in the industry right now is eGPU. I know OWC has got a box out right now, the Helios. How excited are you about the Helios and the fact that we're now able to maybe take the MacBook Pro in the field and use an external GPU to get the job done faster?
It's huge. Yeah, the Helios FX is actually kind of right behind you there. Lets you, not only does it let you add that GPU today, it lets you evolve. I mean, in the past, you're limited to whatever GPU, of course, that machine had soldered inside of it, with absolutely no option to change it out ever. My GPU's no longer doing what I need it to do. Buy a new system, and that's completely impractical. To be able to simply replace a GPU, add capacity, add capability via that eGPU, and as time goes on, replace that just a card, just have to replace a card and keep your keep that workstation just like it is. I mean, it's long overdue, quite frankly, and it definitely processors have not changed. I mean, we got a kind of a nice sleep right now, but in general, you look at what we had 3-4 years ago, the GPU is where all the action's been. I mean, that's right. That's what's making the difference today. And being able to just simply plug in a new GPU to keep things rolling. Been long absent, and it's a huge. We're excited to have one of the very first GPU solutions for the Mac, external GPUs.
And you're Apple certified.
And we're Apple certified. Of course.
Excellent.
So this is fully approved. Apple's supporting it, and this is the product that, how I say, it gets the job done.
So finally, before I go, you've always been Mac-centric. You're focusing on Windows also right now. Just before we wrap, tell me a little bit about that.
We absolutely recognize today's workflows involve both Mac and PCs at some stage of the equation. Our hardware, we've long supported both the Mac and the PC on, and now we're making sure that in the past, it's perhaps been left more to the PC user, to the Windows user. Now we're making sure that it's very interoperable, very transparent. I mean, it's a true support level. We brought in Media4, which is a Windows software team, extremely strong to make sure what we're doing on the Mac, quite frankly, our Windows, partners can benefit from. And in today's, again, I've always said this, but today it's more true than ever. You use what you use, where you use it. You use what's best for the applications that you depend upon. And by no means are we biased towards one platform or
Right,
the other.
right.
Other than to say what gets it done best, we want to be there to support.
Excellent. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.